I found another active ingredients which is even more healthier, and I'm so crazy banana over that. I'm testing it right now because that could make a protocol that is so much healthier for your lash lift clients. I think when you specialize also for services, doesn't mean as a distributor or a trainer, the more you specialize, the more you can be at the top of the food chain. I had to make one of the hardest decision of my life. Hello, my queen! It's another meeting together, and today's topics is gonna be so freaking cool. The research was so nice to do. So, it's really about what's going on in the future of lash lift. But to do so, we're also gonna talk about the history of it. So, that was really cool and so interesting. And a lot of information come from you actually, so thank you for sharing. After, I'm gonna talk about a little bit what's the situation now, lash lift internationally around the world, and then we're gonna go to the crispy yummy, the predictions. I have a few predictions, but I'm also gonna share a few of yours that was so interesting to have. So this is so nice. Let's do it. So I'm currently in Mexico right now, so you can see my beautiful view. I'm having an exotic top for the live, and my bottom is a pajama, of course, classic Zoom attire. So this is so much fun. So can you tell me, please, where are you from? Are you in the south? Are you in the hot? Are you in the cold? I'm wishing all my Lash Tech friends that are in the call. I'm from Montreal, so I know what's the deal. So let's start. Where are you from? And especially what is now nice about that, it's sharing how is going on in your country around that, because we have so many differences in terms of the world, and this is so interesting. So for the history of lash lift, well, it started, lash lift comes from perming. So it started with hair perm. So this is where it's the source of it. So you will see your grandmas making curling of your hair, and that's how it started. But it evolved into the lashes. So thank you to Jessie Page, who shared that perm hair started in the 90s, 90s, not 90s, 19, oh, sorry, my French, but 1900 in Germany. So that's where it kind of started. Around that, I have a gray zone where I couldn't figure it out, but it started with the title of lash perm because it used to be hair perm, right? So lash perm came along those 19, 19 years. And I have Delisa Sacco. Thank you so much for sharing. She was, her friend was having lash perm 40 years ago in Miami. So a lot of us think it's been a few years, but not so long. It's actually been a long time in the industry. And it was around 2005 by the company, lash company Nouveau Lash, who really developed more the lash lift that we know today, and they started doing more training around it and develop more formula base for the eyes and the lashes. So it's known now as LVL. So that information was shared by Ekaterina Yulanov. Thank you so much. That's a queen from Montreal as well, Russian queen. So that's kind of the information I have. But if you have more, please do share, because I'm really wondering where the lash perm started. So please comment and share your information. We can all grow from this. So what was my experience is that I heard about it. I've been in the lash industry for 10 years now. And 10 years ago, I heard about it, but it didn't seem like it gave a lot of look, a lot of curl. So I was more into eyelash extensions at that time. So I didn't see that much the potential that was happening at that time. And one of my friend 10 years ago, you will order product. So that was like 2013. You will order product. There was no training. It was a piece of paper. So it used to be the training used to be really a piece of paper. Then what happened is that we started doing live training, so in class training, and it was like 4 hours. So like 1 hour and a half theory, and then you do a model, and then chow wow. So this is where it was more my area for the those 4 hours, and they were online training. There were not much online training, but there was, and it was a video of a model and then a booklet of everything. So I'm really happy how the industry has evolved. So I was one of the first in Montreal to start giving in class, in person training, but doing a full 8 hours because I felt like one model was like not enough. Like they were happy with their model, but I felt like I wanted to implement two models to make my students really more safe. And I felt like the theory, there was so much that 4 hours was just not enough for me. So I've put a full day, 8 hours. So I've done that a few years. So every Sunday, every 3 Sunday, I would have a full book of 7 student class in Montreal. So I was like rolling with like 2 or 3 Sundays full booked in advance because I was so interested in the lash lift and I was so happy to share. And along that, we celebrate our 100th student. So that was so nice. That was 1st of September. I think it was 2019. So, and I was like, 8 hours is not enough. There's so much to share. There's so much information. So it kept on going. And this is where I launched. I was one of the first to do French online training for Lash Lift because there was too much information to give. And to do a full day of nonstop, like, information to a lot of the time the students you were not used to be at school every day anymore. So it just looked at they didn't make sense. And my mother is a pedagogic specialist, so she specialized in the learning of the brain. So coming from that background, it didn't make sense for me to have a full day of brainwash and too much information because after 20 minutes your brain is full of information. So this is where I saw so much potential in the online training when you can press play, pause, redo. So I really took an online turn online turn for my business in terms of training. Well, I was doing both at the same time, but I was seeing really great result through the online trainings because I could put so much more load on the information. So I launched my first online training, then the second was 2.0, which launched 2 years ago, because now the industry of lash lift is moving freaking fast. So fast that after 2 years, I was like, everything changed. I need to do everything over again because there's so much new information. And that's been 2 years. And I'm now preparing for my online lash lift training 3.0 because guess what? In 2 years, everything changed again. So, what I'm happy about the curve of that industry is that now it's moving fast because there's a lot of big head, there's a lot of inspiration, there's a lot of lash lift master around the world making discoveries every day. You as well. I mean, there's not a lash lift that I didn't learn something. Like every lash lift I'm doing, I'm learning. After years of doing it, I'm still learning. After teaching hundreds of students in person, like in class, I'm still learning. And I'm so impressed by the innovation that you queens can make through lash lift. And this is so fun. So now it is moving so fast. So when I started, I used to be known for eyelash extensions as well and microblading. And I had to make one of the hardest decisions of my life, which was to drop all the microblading trainings product line and as well as the eyelash extensions product line and training. And they were all good and amazing. It's just that in my head, I thought that, lash lift will be like complete, and then I will move to the next my next specialization, which was the other one. But I was always coming back to lash lift, always coming back to lash lift because there was new things all the time. So this is where I decided to drop I think microblading 3 years ago, and lash eyelash extensions just been 1 year, and I'm really happy I niche myself. I think when you specialize also for services, it doesn't mean as a distributor or a trainer, the more you specialize, the more you can be at the top of the food chain, to be honest. I feel services, you should have 2 or 3 max because there's so much to learn. What makes it so amazing? So now my only focus in lash lift, and this is why I'm here, because I just want to converse more with you, my queen, and talk about it more. And internationally, what happened? I'm still in searching. I'm having so much fun searching around the international world, what's going on. So a few example that is cool is like, let's say Brazil, history of flash perm, they work through perm layers. So that's really interesting to think. So they think the roots, not the roots that just pop out from the skin, just a little bit above is like the thickest part. So they're gonna put that time a little bit more, and then the more they go near the tip without touching the tip, the less time they're gonna put. So they work through the layers of the lashes. So this is more their style, but maybe we have some lash lift tech from Brazil here that can share their experience and relate. So please comment. I'm so interested into that. And we have, let's say, Korea, who's going to use a different shields. So they use a different shields for the perming, because actually the perming, it open cuticle, so it doesn't shape nothing. So they use a really flat one. Maybe you saw it around your research, but I saw it. They use a flat one to access more the root when they apply the perm. And it's really for the step, the number 2, that they're gonna choose a shield made to shape it. So yeah, so that's really so nice around the international. So please share if you have something to say about that. What's going on for the future? So I'm gonna share my prediction because I love to think in the future all the time. I'm like crazy. I used to be in high school a million years ago, no, 15 years ago, and I was saying, oh, the crack in the middle, big bold brows is gonna be a thing. Like green color, I was stating those things, and everybody was like, "You're so crazy." And I was like, yeah, because trends, they kind of come back. They always come back. So there's a cycle for brows, for hair, for clothes, for a lot of things. However, lash lift, I think, is forever. Because you know what? Black curled lashes, always been a thing. Always been a trend. Always. It's just different ways of doing it. It has been mascara. It has been with the lash band that you stick. It has been with eyelash extensions. And we have lash lift too. And they all have their place in their market, and they're all amazing. They all have their advantages, disadvantages. But for me, I choose lash lift as my specialty because I believe it so much, not only as an artist, as providing the service, but also as a client, as receiving it. I love lash lift on myself. So for me, it's so much easier to talk about something you love. You should always offer services that you have personally, and the magnetism around it, an attraction around it, because this is where it become easy to quote unquote sales, because so many of us doesn't like the sales thing and everything, when we can absolutely disconstruct that together. It's not about selling, it's about talking about what you like, what you love, and why you love it. And I freaking love lash lifts. Ah. So, my prediction, first of all, lash lift forever. I don't see where uh, it's I don't see, like, I saw the whole history and I said there's a place. However, you need to keep inform yourself on the information, because the reality of today is that it's moving fast. So I'm freaking nonstop on research on lash lift because it's moving so fast. So there's always new shields coming. There's as well new formulas. So I felt as well that the disadvantage, one of the main disadvantage of the lash lift, is the over processing and the chemical burn and all that. So everybody is learning from that. So this is why we're evolving formulas to a more healthier protocol. So I think we're really gonna move into healthier protocol around that, especially maybe the thioglycolic acid, maybe less popular. However, even bromate sodium is an ingredient that's been banned in multiple countries, but you can see in America Latina they love bromate sodium formula based. So it's really interesting how internationally it's all different. But I feel formulas are getting healthier, especially when the we're seeing cysteamine base, which is another active ingredient, which is less toxic. And around my research, I found another active ingredient which is even less toxic, even more healthier, and I'm so crazy banana over that active ingredients, and I'm testing it right now, because that could make a protocol that is so much healthier for your lash lift clients. Um, and there's a lot of infusion, so people are adding some in between step to have a more a healthy process and to less attack the hair around that. Around that, the healthy process, we need to remember that what is cool about lash lift is that compared to the hair, when you bleach your hair, so it's kind of a chemical process, you keep your hair for years, for a long time. What is cool about eyelashes is that in 3 months, pretty much everything is back growth. And there's no, like, when you bleach your hair, it doesn't, it's keratin, it's dead cells. It doesn't affect the growing cycle. It doesn't talk for where it is growing. So it's the same for hair. If you bleach your hair, like, it's gonna grow like nothing happened. If you bleach your eyelashes, it's gonna grow like nothing. So what it's like is that we have a little bit more play, because it's gonna grow back around 3 months, everything. However, what would be cool and what I'm searching on is to do them, to be able to have such a healthier protocols that you can do it faster, that you don't need to wait 2 months to do it again. You could still do it every 2 months, but I would like the clients to have the choice to do it earlier than what we're used with the current formula in the market. So we'll see. Those are some of my prediction. Also, what is coming, need to look, is the robotics side of it. So 5 years ago, I used to tell people, like, robotics gonna start for eyelash extensions, because it is such a repetitive process of open the lashes, isolate one lash, put the glue, extension, and stick. So it is happening. Like, we just saw a viral video of robotics doing eyelash extensions. So this is happening for that industry, and we don't know how it's going to evolve. But if not, it's going to be people supervising those machine to do clients lash extensions. For lash lift, For the lash lift, is it going to happen? Robotics, I have less of a feeling, because if it would have happened in the hairdresser like industry, like to put like bleach and to put black tint, I think already saw it in the hair industry. And this is why I love about lash lift, is that we can compare, we can look at the hair industry a lot for the lash lift. And that hair industry has been forever in the world, so there's a lot more information into it. So this is really interesting. So I don't think robotics is gonna come for the lash lift industry like it is coming for eyelash extensions. And don't, if you do eyelash extensions, don't be too scared. It's gonna take time to evolve and everything. And any innovation which is machine robotics bring new jobs, new opportunity. So always look for that bright side around that. But I think we're still go for a few years for robotic. But for lash lift, I don't see coming, because there's so much feeling it. The only thing I will see is maybe to have a machine checking the hair with maybe a little laser. That would be really cool, by the way, to know when it's cooked, to know when it's processed enough. I like laser who will see through the lash or eyelashes through the bond to know, okay, it's enough break, so it's cook time, so you can remove. That will make us such a simpler job, but there's other more manual technical ways. But if you are a machine geek, please invent a laser that tells us when the lashes is perfectly cooked and not overburned. That would be cool. So that's what I see for robotics. Another thing that is currently happening is um, the DIY, do your, well, you know what I mean, home kits. So my prediction from home kits can be scary for people that they see. What I don't like when I see those ads, because they're all like, I'm obviously in the algorithm, a lash lift maniac, so they all like, the Facebook ads is always popping me home kits lash lift. And what I less like is when they use videos of super known lash lift master and they use it to show like it's been homemade when it's actually professional made. So that's me only concern. I hope there's more integrity around the ads, to not use the copyright of other lash lift master, which I know and they're amazing, and to use those videos for their own ads. When you see doing the home kits, well, we can see as a professional view, there's a lot of mistakes. Sometimes you see perm on the tip, and it's a total thioglycolic acid formula. So they put on the tip, or you see the lash placement is all over the place. And when they show the result, I see a few times there was mascara on it. So I was like, ooh, maybe more integrity around that, ethicality around that. Um, is that making me scared for my industry, for my students, for my lash tech queens? Not at all, because I feel it's like hair. You can do your hair by yourself. You can tint, you can bleach, you can do like you can do lash lift by yourself. But it doesn't remove the professional experience. And I used to do my hair myself because I had no money. So I had to like, and I had the same hair that I have now, like that the little blonde thing and long brown. And I tint everything. And I used to do it myself, but now that I'm good, more good financially, for sure I better the experience of having a professional close my eyes, massage my head, and do my hair. So anyway, those DIY are made for a market, but that's not our market. And let's be honest, it's really hard to do it on yourself. Lash lift is so hard to do it. It's doable, but those girls are doing it on their self. They're gonna work. They're gonna work so hard to actually do it, which is fine. But a lot of people are gonna be, oh my god, in the eyes, when your eyes is half closed, No, 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 I want a professional, and that's your client. So you need to talk to those clients. It doesn't matter those DIY, because going to the prediction that you guys shared, there was a lot of concern around that, and I'm really not stress queen. Like, it's gonna be just another market for other people. It's gonna maybe make you more clients actually, because those home kits are going heavy on ads to the public market. So Lash Lift is getting more known in the world. So that's the good thing about it. We're getting more known because a lot of people doesn't know Lash Lift exists yet. Even if it sounds crazy for me, because I've been in that industry for 10 years, so many people doesn't know, or they're starting to know. So the the concern that I had with other people was, well, if there's more like home kit, there must be more burning, chemical burn, over process, bad stories, and that could kill the market. Well, Queen, see that as an opportunity for you to step up as an expert. You can talk about that. You can say it about that. So people is gonna recognize you. Oh my God, she knows. Like, she doesn't talk only about the good, the butterfly of Lash Lift. She also talk about the consequences, the dark, because she knows about it, because she can, evolve and say some tips to make the lashes more healthier. And an example of that is to not only have in your protocol as a lash lift tech, your last step, to put some nutrition, hydration, but to also have product that your clients can use every day at home to hydrate your lashes. So that's the way that you can take it as an advantage so people saw you. So that's Hydrocell that I'm putting on myself right now. It's been 4 years we launched it. Such one of our bestseller, because clients can continue treating, hydrating their lashes at home, which make them so gorgeous, so healthy. So when they come back, there's less risk of overprocessing. And it really makes a difference, because my lash tech clients who buy Hydrocell and resell to their clients, they see the difference. This is in my testing of products, of techniques. What is hard is to actually see a difference. And Hydrocell has been proven a long time ago. That's like insane how much I have lash lift techs that they go crazy banana for Hydrocell, and they know when their clients are not actually using it by looking at the lashes, because they see so much result. So that's a way, talk about it more. You can talk about, use your platform, use your community, use your social media to talk about it and to make more awareness. So when shit hit the fan, people remember you. They're like, oh yeah, well, but she talks about that, she knows it, she owns her craft. And this is a way I've been known, especially in the French industry, is I was one of the first to talk about overprocessing, because I've over processed the lashes of a big influencer, and I've made a live on it. If you want to check out replays on my YouTube channel, Novoqueen Pro, or the podcast, the Lash Lift podcast, so replays are all there, where I share when I've overprocessed a big influencer and what has been the learning, the moving forward, and what I've done. I start freaking talking about it, because I was like, what the hell is that? You can overprocess someone lashes? Like, I didn't know. I didn't know, it was not talk, because you remember at that time the training were more basic. But today we know so much about it, and this is what I love about the industry. It's the main goal of multiple companies here, that they're trying to make everything more healthier. So even if there's risks, like everything, it's still going. Bleach has risks. It's way more damaging. Like, you see, like, to remove layers of colors for hair, so much damaging. Do you see people stop bleaching their hair? Are they stopping bleaching their hair? I know I still see a lot of blonde girls around here in Mexico. They love to blue blonde hair. So it's not gonna stop. Even if there's some over processing stories, people are just gonna be more attracted to expert in their field who knows their craft, and that's you, my queen. So that's my prediction. So it's really, there's a lot. Like, I'm so happy to be in this industry. I'm so happy this is my specialization. I'm so happy to be here to talk to you. Like, I see this going so big, and it's gonna be a fun ride together. Ah. And also the advantages, it's huge return on investment because the products are important. But it's not only about the products, it's about the artists who do it. You can have the most amazing products, but if you don't have the technique, it's all about the technique because it's an artistry. So same for hair, same for artists who paint, same for the singers. It's about always about who's doing it behind the tools, behind the lotions, who's doing it. And that's you, my queen. You're the most valuable aspect of your price because the cost of a lash lift is only $3. It's like $3.3. Like, this is a freaking joke. And if you want to know more about finance of lash lift, I've talked about it a lot in one of the live I've done in the past. So you can look at the replays on the YouTube channel or Spotify. And okay, so what's your predictions? So Melanie Wallet, one of the queens here, just shared about, that was interesting. I didn't talk about that. Colors lashes. So we do see it in eyelash extensions, having those blue colors and everything. But what about lash lift? Colors. But you need to bleach. So maybe that's going to create a new kind of protocol, a new kind of way. Can you bleach and do a perm at the same time? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe it will be only for blonde lashes. But that's cool. There's maybe a thing for color lashes. Maybe there's a thing for you, Melanie, to like develop and see more of that. That's cool. And also about like the wet looks. The wet looks, that more you see like to place the lashes after a lash lift to make you like make a brushing, so you see some crown effect, so they do like spike effect. That is kind of cool too. I never tried it personally. I'm just wondering about those crown effect about the lash growth. So if you do triangle effect with the lashes afterwards and you perm it this way, you fix it this way, and you brush it this way, like you make it in that shape. I'm just wondering about the lash growth. I don't know if anyone here has that experience. And and yeah, and do you have other predictions for the future of lash lift others than that? There's always new thing that's going to pop up, but yeah, that was pretty cool. So that was my presentation of today. I wish you well, my queen. Next week, I'm gonna talk about the things I wish I knew before I started Lash Lift. So if knowing what I know today, bringing myself back 10 years ago when I started eyelash extensions, 5 years ago when I started Lash Lift, what I wish I knew. And this is gonna be dropping bombs to help you, my queen. So this is it. I'm Marjorie, Queen Mentor, for my personal Instagram. If you want to follow us on Novoqueen Pro Instagram and Facebook, I like to be on social media and share. But Marjorie Queen Mentor is to talk about behind the scene of having a distribution company and everything else about lashes, like running a business and self-development, which are subjects that I really like to talk. And I'm an overthinker, and I like to share it, all my lessons in life on relationship stuff. So this is what I do, this is what I like. So see you next week, my queen. Woo!